भगत से कोई शरणागत आवे, संतत संपत सब ही भरपूर पावे। ऐसे तुम महाराज मोको अति भावे, गोसावी नंदन निश दिन गुण गावे। जय देव जय देव जय जय जी गणराज विद्या सुखदाता, धन्य तुम्हारो दर्शन मेरा मन रमता। जय देव जय देव।
Top of the morning, Bay, with Good Morning Bay.
Get to know about the traffic on your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay. आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते.
Namaskar.
Welcome.
Namaskara.
खुशामदीद.
Assalamu alaikum.
सत श्री अकाल.
मी कांद्रिकी वंदनमु.
जय स्वामीनारायण.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय जनेन्द्रा.
हमारे स्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल रही आली मदद.
मौला अली मदद बोलते हैं सारे फीजी बंधुओं को बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बंधुजन. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे. मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time show that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बनते जाना.
And right now, quick look at what's happening on the Rasta Banjan, जिसका हाल देते हैं with Total Sasta.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Banjan, आज है COVID shelter place day number 128. So for the past 128 days, we actually have been very cautiously staying in sheltered, Banjan. But the cases of the virus as infections are on the rise. In fact, we hit 1,000 mark as of yesterday.
Wow.
And the last time we hit 1,000 was somewhere in the month, the July, the first week of July actually. We hit 115 cases, right? But actually it's really on the rise right now. But yeah, but still there is some kind of good hope at saying that many people actually are still staying safe. But the people who are vulnerable are actually getting affected. So still we have to maintain the distance right now, Barujan, for now until they find a solution to the vaccination. You hear about how and what are the steps the government of over here is doing as our U.S. administration is trying to see if they can actually pay some companies to start dispensing out those vaccines that are actually now in the process of testing, Barujan. What's up, all that we'll talk about, Barujan, where the big pharmas are going to make a ton of money right now. So if you work in the pharmaceutical industry or you stocks as pharmaceutical industry, probably you'll do very well. That's what I'm thinking. But of course, that means that the people are still at home and not many of us are not working also because of the fact that situations have changed, right? And if you're wondering, oh my God, how are we going to make ends meet and everything, Manojam, there's something which you should know that over here they are trying to get one more stimulus package going. There's negotiations going on. We'll probably share about the news with you guys for sure about what and how it's going to impact us, what's going to happen, because eventually the first set of stimulus are going to dry up pretty soon, right?
Right.
Remember I told you Corona ke baad aayega bharona. I think you're not thinking about how you're going to pay up all the bills that are due for you guys. That's many business also situation right now. We do understand. We empathize with you guys for sure, Banujam. And yeah, I think the main thing we got to learn from our neighbors also, Fatmani. Canada actually done a wonderful job, you know, right?
Really?
Yeah, Canada of course is a different kind of environment where everybody pays high taxes. It's a different issue, but they take care of the people.
Yeah.
They actually shut down the whole year. They shut down, I believe.
And
everybody's
how
been
is
given,
that a good thing?
Because everybody's been taken care of. They have been actually paid a regular thing. They're expected to only. By the way, they have put a what do you call that? A stop on rents and mortgages and everything. And they have actually made sure that people are paying utilities bill. Most important, that's it.
And
groceries.
So the mortgages and this thing, people don't pay.
Are frozen right now.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know how it's going to happen over here, but everybody's going to be facing that eventually. But some of you, since you're working, probably are able to make your mortgage and also more power to you guys out there. But anyways, let's see. Raste ka haal din mein kya hai aaj? Raste mein kuch bhi nahi hai wahan pe. I'm joking, Buljar. There's nothing on the roads for me to report. Save that the construction work happening in different places. And the good thing, construction work is not happening pretty much on the freeways. It's actually happening in the back roads. So you still are better off actually on the freeways. But right now, Buljar, a quick look at what's happening in the headlines. Valdoni, what do we have the headlines today before we go to the Gane Kita?
Well, Manajan, the US, in an unprecedented move, has ordered China to shut down its Chinese consulate in Houston. And of course, China is stark raving mad.
I
at
can
it.
imagine.
Yeah. Trump has made clear that he's very unhappy with China, says White House advisor Kellyanne Conway on this consulate closure. Coronavirus infections are far higher than confirmed, but most Americans are still not exposed, according to the latest coronavirus updates. Tension and infighting roil the Trump White House as the coronavirus strategy sputters. US to pay Pfizer and BioNTech about $1.95 billion for millions of COVID-19 vaccine doses. What Democrats and Republicans want in the next coronavirus relief package, we'll be talking about that. Milking their misery, India is a particular Indian state is making returning migrants to India pay for their quarantine. And our approach to the future must be human-centric, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the India Ideas Summit. China is not de-escalating, still has heavy troop presence on the Ladakh front, according to sources. And of course, we'll bring you coronavirus updates right here. And another breaking news that came out was the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck in Alaska, which prompted a brief tsunami warning. We'll bring you all those updates right after the Gane Ka Kida.
And of course, Bajan, आज से गाने कीड़ा आपके लिए पेश करने वाले हैं from the movie Cocktail. And अगर सोच what is that Ghana gonna be? Well, it's gonna be a Ghana which talks about Banduk to Banjan. Yes, somehow, whenever Saif Ali Khan movies are come out, right?
Yeah.
He has one or two songs we totally love.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's him doing it or whatever, but definitely he's the people who are working with him have pretty much same ideologies.
Yeah.
Like in this movie Cocktail, all about friendship, right?
Right.
And friendship and connections beyond friendship.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's what the whole thing is. And you guys, sunega, going out to all our bandus out there, this beautiful song from the movie Cocktail starring Diana, Deepika and Saif Ali Khan. Badajan, Tumi Dinchade, Tumi Dindare, Malab, Tumi's Bandu, Tumi Sakha, Badajan. That's what we always tell our bandus right there. And thank you so much for people tuning in right now on Facebook for us. Yes, we also go live on Facebook, facebook.com/radio Day Hotties. And let me tell you, Badajan, if you want to listen anywhere, any part of the world, you can download an app called Radio Day Hotties, available for free download on iOS and also on the Android platform. Right? Very simple. Jake, look up Radio Day Hotties, RADIODEHOTTIES, and you will be able to find our app, which you can download absolutely free. And of course, Bajan, right now it's time for us to go and see check out what's news in detail. And Australia, of course, I do head towards the news desk where our Falfani is busy tapping away glory on the screen, which he has there, the tiny little screen of hers.
The tiny little screen, uska matlab kya hai, Altuma?
Well, you really have to go. Your squinting eyes are looking, and it's obviously not very clear for you, right?
I am squinting my eyes.
Yeah, don't you see a video, Falfani?
No, I don't, Altuma.
Yeah, like totally, slouched on your computer. Oh my God, you work so hard.
I know.
But come on, tell us. Don't change topic right now. I want to know what's happening with the coronavirus. I just heard that we are going to reach a million in 2 more weeks, I believe. In 2 weeks, not 2 more weeks. At 2 weeks, we already have reached a million in cases in the US. Is it true?
Well, one thing is for certain, Altubaba, coronavirus infections in the United States are far higher than what has been confirmed, although the number of Americans who have been exposed is far below what is required for widespread immunity, according to data released by the CDC, which for control and prevention.
When you say that, talking about herd immunity.
Yes, what they're talking about, herd immunity. Exactly. The data appeared on both the CDC website and the journal JAMA Internal Medicine on Tuesday. The CDC estimated that the number of infections is about 10 times higher than the confirmed cases based on blood samples analyzed for antibodies in 10 regions. Those regions include New York City metropolitan area, parts of Washington State, Utah, South Florida, and Missouri. And samples were taken from more than 16,000 people through the spring. Researchers relied on these samples taken for routine tests such as cholesterol tests, with more than a third coming from those aged 65 or older. Results for 2 rounds of sampling for 8 of the 10 regions were released by the CDC. But let's tell you how things are looking in other parts of the world as well. While other countries like the UK, India, France, Czech Republic, Cuba, Pakistan and Iran have some form of a federal mask mandate in place, that debate is still raging in the US. Senator Elizabeth Warren has asked the CDC to use its authority to implement and expand masking requirements and possibly intervene in situations like the one that's unfolding in Georgia, where Governor Brian Kemp has banned local mask mandates. US case numbers are creeping towards the 4 million mark and hospitalization rates are nearing the April peak. California has also surpassed New York as the state with the most confirmed coronavirus cases. Around the world, Argentina saw record new numbers of cases and deaths, and Mexico is now reporting more than 40,000 fatalities due to the disease. In the Indian capital of New Delhi, a random testing study shows that nearly 1 in 4 residents have been infected with the virus.
Wow.
Exactly.
That's quite a big number, man. 1 in 4.
Yes.
It's 25%. My goodness.
Exactly. And in California, let's talk about California itself, right? Hospitalizations have climbed to over 7,000. And Bay Area. Yesterday, we were talking about LA being really bad. Bay Area hits its all-time high.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the numbers on that?
Well, counties around the state reported 10,341 new cases in its 5th most in a single day, and another 116 deaths from the virus. It's across the state, okay? According to data compiled by a news organization, which is, I think, NBC. California's total case count climbed up to over 400,000 and inched closer to New York's record. Let's tell you that in the 7-day average of new infections in the state has soared 146% in the past month to about 9,000 infections per day, while the 93 deaths per day over the past week is 52% higher than it was a month ago. Although the test positivity rate has kind of stabilized around 7.5%, it's a full 3 percentage points higher than it was a month ago, and closer to the state's 8% threshold for its monitoring list than World Health Organization's recommendation of 5% before allowing normal life to resume. So right now, let's tell you that total number of currently hospitalized COVID-19 patients went over 7,000 for the first time, and it's occupying nearly 10% of California's hospital beds, the largest portion of the state's medical services to date. And there were in hospitals around California admitted 170 new patients and 2.5% higher than the previous day. And also in Sacramento and Fresno have seen some of their largest increases in hospitalizations in the past month. Let's tell you, in Santa Clara County, there were more than triple the number of patients hospitalized a month ago. 168 on Monday versus 41 on June 20th. In Alameda County, which is the most hospitalized patients in the Bay Area, that number has risen 122% in a month to 171 people. Contra Costa County is up 173% in a month, but below 100 total patients. So Tuesday was one of the worst days of the crisis for the Bay Area. So yeah.
I don't know what is it going to translate to? Is it going to come back? Are they going to come back and say, no, shut down again all over?
Well, the governor had said that we are going to shut down, but you know what? One thing that's kind of sort of good and bad in a way is that overall, we are seeming to, most people are complying with the mask mandate, but then there are still, I mean, Bhattajan, this is really appalling and shocking. I'm not kidding. I have seen people posting pictures of them, of parties. Can you imagine? There are parties and they're posting videos of people getting together for parties without masking or social physical distancing.
Here's the thing, right? So people who are doing it probably are... I don't know. There is no correlation to the fact that there's, because they're partying, the cases are increasing. Because there is no causation to it. There's not even a positive correlation to that. Probably people are being safe, and hence they're partying because there was some case in Berkeley, right? Berkeley said that the rise in incidents because of the fact a bunch of frat parties are tracked back her. And again, the problem is, how will you track it? They say the cases are rising to a level that they can't even track it right now.
Yeah,
there's no accuracy in tracking.
Well, yes and no, but some people are saying because testing has increased, more and more people are testing positive.
No, that was blocked. That was actually challenged already, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But either ways, let's move on over from the coronavirus situation, Bhattajan, and let's tell you what what's happening in the Trump White House. Something more interesting. Okay.
Oh, really? Please, we need drama right now.
Yeah. The United States has told China to close its consulate in Houston in a dramatic worsening of ties between the world's two biggest economies. A source said Beijing was considering shutting the U.S. consulate in Wuhan in retaliation. Washington abruptly demanded a closure of the Houston consulate on Tuesday, Chinese Foreign Ministry said, calling the move an unprecedented escalation. The editor of an official Chinese media outlet said China has been given 72 hours to close shop and go. The State Department said the move was made to protect American intellectual property and Americans' private information.
Wow.
Yeah, Beijing has condemned the order and threatened retaliation, but did not say what measures it might take. So many people are calling this the new Cold War between the US and China.
I think it's lukewarm.
I don't know about that. But when asked about the message that the United States is sending by shutting a Chinese consulate in Texas, White House advisor Kellyanne Conway said President Trump remains unhappy with China over its handling of an outbreak of the novel coronavirus that has killed more than 140,000 Americans.
Whoa, wait. Are we going to the blame game right now? My goodness, this guy is 100% bully, man. Seriously.
He is. He says, Kellyanne Conway says, I think this president has made very clear that he's unhappy with China. The fact that the China virus was unleashed onto this country and around the world with very little information, honesty and transparency from China, Conway said in a response to a reporter's question on the shuttering hours earlier.
Yeah. There should be a campaign starting for the elections right now.
Yes.
It should be anyone but you.
That's true actually. We're still not getting information from China. We still don't know the case numbers, death numbers, etc. This is what Kellyanne Conway said. God, that man is surrounded by such sycophants.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's why I feel like, he doesn't have good advisors around him.
Well, no, actually, there are differences in the White House over how to handle this coronavirus pandemic.
But is Fauci still ignored? Is he like, are they like giving him a cold shoulder right now?
Yes,
oh my God, the high school musical.
And Trump...
No, high school political.
Well, Trump has actually called Fauci an alarmist, and then Fauci responded saying, I'm not an alarmist, I'm a realist. And there's that war of words going on between the two.
I guess Fauci's going to win.
Well, I don't know.
War of words, man. Can you imagine?
Well, we don't know.
But you never know. He says, I'm awesome, I'm wonderful, I'm like superb, I'm beautiful.
Well, there's a lot of infighting and tension within the White House and hampering its response on as the death toll mounts and President Trump's approval ratings are continuing to fall. Physicians within the White House Coronavirus Task Force, particularly its coordinator, Dr. Deborah Birx, are frustrated that the warnings about rising cases are being ignored and dismayed that Dr. Anthony Fauci, the renowned U.S. infectious disease expert, has been demeaned and disparaged, officials have said. Trump, who is trailing Democrat Joe Biden in opinion polls ahead of the November 3rd election in large part because of voter dissatisfaction with his response to the coronavirus, is signaling a shift in strategy. So what he's doing now suddenly is
blaming China.
And
probably the
and now he's wearing. Did you see how he looks at the mask? There's a photograph of him and his people with masks. They look like the Darth Vader. Seriously, isn't it Darth Vader who has something like that? They look really, really, sinister. That's what I feel.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
They are sinister. Can't help it.
Yeah. After months of reluctance to wearing a face covering in public, he finally, on Monday, tweeted out a photo of himself with a mask.
Yeah.
And he planned to relaunch regular briefings about the pandemic.
You never know. If he runs the campaign with wearing the mask, probably he might win also.
Maybe. We never know. Well, the U.S. government is now going to pay $1.95 billion to buy 100 million doses of Pfizer and German biotech firm BioNTech's COVID-19 vaccine candidate if they are able to successfully develop one, the companies said on Wednesday.
They already gave them 1-point-something billion, right, to develop the vaccine?
Correct.
Can you imagine, the pharma is making a ton of money right now?
Well, either way, Manajan, I'm going to tell you that there is a coronavirus relief package in the works right now, but Republicans and Democrats are going at it. They're literally fighting like cats and dogs. Because Democrats want one thing and the Republicans want another. What is it? You need to go to mediamahima.com to read up on that story. Republicans, one thing that I'm really happy that they're asking for is they're asking for $103.5 billion to be dedicated to schools to address this issue.
That'll go to Betsy DeVos.
No. Well, Chat, we don't know. We'll find out more on mediamahima.com. That's all we have for you on this morning's Good Morning Bay. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Till then, have yourselves a terrific, wonderful Wednesday.